Hello everybody and welcome back to Anno 1404 to another episode of city building. Now in this episode I want to focus on enlarging the city, so we and we achieved the city metropolis. Well, this is kind of a nice coincidence, right? We are right in front of the last star that we have there, and then we have reached the biggest city status, which would be a cosmopolitan city. But right now we are metropolis. That is pretty cool. That's a lot of honor coming in there as well. That's of course because we reduced the tax slider here for the nobleman, since they get a lot of goods in right now. Also the there it is, the candlesticks and the glasses that are now adding right up to my balance there as well. On that occasion I also took a chance of reducing the taxes for the peasants and for the settlers, not for the citizens though, or the patricians, because that would be a bit too low then. But we want to upgrade more of them, and we want to finally start working on our very first harbor. Now in that case, as we can see, a lot of people want to upgrade already. Up here what I can see though is that some don't. We might just want to have then something like a church in this area too, because these people here would love to pray at some point. So having a church around in this area there makes a lot of sense. We might also, wait a second, have the church like this, right? Because we already have a big church here, taking into account all of these buildings there. And then we just take this church here to take the rest of them. So all of them will be having then a beautiful church access, and as we can see in all its glory, there it's standing. Let's also have some paved roads around my castle. It's just not looking good otherwise. And yeah, as we can see, we do have the place or the plaza right in front of my castle there, but it's not looking so pretty, right? It's very hard to find the right streets that we want. The good thing is that we can just decide. We also have, by the way, now the redstone, so the cobble streets there. I love them as well. Looks particularly nice, but we don't have anything that matches those places there, so we might just get rid of them again. And I'm just going to have, as we can see, a lot of these streets there right next to each other, and we just achieve basically the same thing. Right, so that it does look a bit better. Then we could just have something in the middle later. Alrighty, that's that. The church is there. The only thing that's missing now in this area too is the taverns. So we might just add a tavern then as well for those poor souls here having no beer. It's not a very good day start for the day.
Production has been disrupted.
So there we have it, and in this little space here we might just squeeze in. Oh no, that's not possible. Then this is fine too. Lots of people. Let's upgrade them right away. We can upgrade a lot of them. It's also good to have some citizens in front of the castle and not some peasants. They might start a peasant revolt, and we can't have that. Even though right in front of the castle it might give us a good advantage there of slaughtering every one of them. Right, that's a lot more, and we just continue like that for quite some time here, upgrading those guys. We can afford it, and if we see a shortage of anything, well then we might just, you know, build a few more productions. Down here we also have that same problem, but these guys here are actually full, so they might upgrade at some point now. Thank you very much, so that we can do that. Now we have the harbor. The harbor is not looking very good right now. Plus, it's also getting really busy here, busy here with all the ships docking and going back and forth. There's also someone waiting. Plus, it's not really looking good for such a big city to have an ugly port. Now, what do we need to do first? Before I do any remodeling, we have the storage houses, right? And we have a lot of storage houses here. Before I remodel my harbor, I will need to get rid of them. Yeah, I will need to get rid of them. So I'm going to place them somewhere else. We do have a harbor area over here already, right? So we can have some of these storage houses here, adding a lot of storage there to my city. And then, so that's 30 for each one of them, right? This has 30 tons, this only has 15 tons. So we basically did a good thing there. And as you can see, I didn't lose well, resources there at all. Now I can get rid of that pier here. What we're also going to do is we're going to get rid of all of these towers there. It's just not looking good anymore. Also the repair crane, the outer two towers, that landing pier there, and that's basically it. This guy here is probably wondering right now what the hell has happened, but well, No problem there. Let's send my ships outside, and now we can finally start doing business. First of all, what I would like to have here is a pier. So we're going to add a nice pier there to both sides. And then we're going to have the first landing pier already. Reason for that is, well, these extend my harbor space, right? So if I build this one now, and lo and behold, I can now extend the reach of my harbor by a bit there at least. We're going out here with another pier, and we're doing basically the same thing on the other side. So let's just see. Oh, I cannot actually place this one there. That's interesting, but what I could place here is my harbor monument. Yep, we might just have our monument here, and this one should extend my harbor area there too. Must be built on the coast, right? So as we can see, we can place it in a lot of places. Oh, behind the piers is also a good idea. We could also have it behind it, right in front of these landing piers there. Not a bad idea. Let's enlarge the area.
And let us into your town.
Yes, I
you're
guess.
opening the city
Let's
gates
just do that.
for us? I'll never
And then we
forget you.
continue.
Your actions don't say much for your conscientiousness.
That's not very... We might just have it then here, and this one
Production has been disrupted.
we might just
Salam
place then
alaikum.
like so. And
This
then we
is
have it,
honor
both of
as
them, because I
always.
like symmetry. And in this case, we do want a bit of symmetry at least. Now, this one here is then away a few tiles there. So as we can see, 4 of these tiles there. So I should do the same thing here. And exactly here, I'm going out. Up to this point there as well. Right. So this is basically my beginning. And then we're going inside. Right. I love harbors that go inside. Gives me some protection against the waves out there. And it's going like this. Like this. Righto. This one goes away. And thus we have the basic outline of the harbor, but it's far from finished. Oh, and resource-wise, not a big deal. I'm glad to say that. What we want is we want more of these landing piers, so we can have another one just here and another one just here. So that's 4 of them. We'll also need some protection, so I'm going to add these defense towers there on either side, plus also one here and also one here, right? So that we have a nicely fortified town. This is not only all of it, we also could have a fort. This is a mod, by the way, so this is not something that you can do in the base game, having a fortification out there. Let's not go ahead of ourselves here. Let's continue. We want to have a repair crane. These repair cranes should be close to these landing piers here, since they repair the ships that are coming in, right? So I'm going to have one here and one on the other side at the exact same location. I think this one here we need to move there still a bit closer to the landing pier there. Righto. So that we have that here. And as we can see, we have now landing space for 4 of them. If I ever have more ships, I could just have another of these landing piers on the other side here, right? So they connect. That is pretty cool. So we can just add them here close together, as you can see. And we would then have also a landing pier on the outer side if it comes to that. Now, we have still stuff to do. First of all, some of these warehouses there. I love the warehouses. They add a nice flavor to it, especially since people are going to and fro from these warehouses then. And we might just add 2 of them on these sides there. Also now, our monument, the Historic Warehouse Foundation. Where should we have that? Yeah, I like it here the most, gotta say that. There is a good location for my warehouse location. So this is just here then. And as we can see, also the starting needs to build here then. It's a good location there because we also got the repair crane there. We got then here the landing piers so the people can then transport more or less the goods right to them. Here we can continue then with some streets. Oh, and hello, giant peasant. And we might just do this as long as we can to the other side there as well. Oh, this costs. Right, and we will have something else here then in between. So what we can still do is we could have a shipyard like that, or we could just also have some more of these warehouses that I like so much. And boy, I gotta say, it was quite expensive. So it cost us around 30,000 creating all of that. Of course, since the monument cost us the most of it. And as we can see, it's getting really busy here now. I love that with the warehouses you have, then all these people walking around, delivering goods and stuff like that. So it makes a lot of sense every time a ship enters this harbor. And this harbor is quite extensible as well. So we can have lots of extensions here. So for example, as I already shown the pier, we have, we could also place it outside here if I want to, on either side, and we still have lots of harbor area around it that we can still use if I need. But we have 5 landing spots right now. That is quite a lot, and I think this might work for the long term. And look at that, it's looking really cute, right? With the warehouse in the middle. Can we upgrade the warehouse, by the way? No, we cannot do that anymore. So that is the end of it overall. Now another cool thing that I've missed is some ornaments. So let's get rid of these 2 towers there again. And we do have these harbor statues out there. They're looking really cool. I like them a lot. And we can have 2 of them on either side. Or 1 of them on either side. And look at that. Now it's looking like someone is greeting all the ships that are coming into the harbor. But of course we should never, you know, stop with the defense here. So I might just have the towers then right next to them to finish the whole thing. So we have 4 towers here then, and these are the good towers, so that's going to be a lot of damage if anyone tries to attack. We might still do more. We could also, for ornament's sake, add a few warships there to it. I like that especially. So for example here we could have one, only cost me 100, and on the other side is 2 as well, so 2 of them side by side. Why not? They don't fit any other purpose than ornamentation. Having those around it, and perhaps also a flag. That is not a flagship, a proper one at least. That is a good tradesman cog on either side here once again as well, so that it just looks like those ships are permanently anchored here, you know, just in case we do need them. Later on we might just use some real warships then, like those guys here that are just here in the harbor area now too. Even though, wait a second, those ships here, those 3, I will just use to patrol right in front of my main harbor area, so that it's further protection. Now with that out of the way, as we can see, our historic warehouse is now making some progress here. We still have the foundation. As we can see, there's some workers running around, digging dirt up, and at the moment it's consuming wood and tools primarily. This is working at 100% now, so this is the first step, and as we can see here also is that this bar is going up now, and then we still need another step with stone and tools later on. And once this is finished, it provides 300 tons, a whopping 300 tons on top of my storage. And also a permanent bonus to all my ships when it comes to speed and storage as well. Pretty mighty building that is. Let's continue with the upgrades. So we still have lots of peasants there in the city center that I absolutely don't want to have there. We can still upgrade 48 more of them. And of course Hassan is purchasing some cannons here, the pirate. Also over here around my fortress there, and some more. So I absolutely don't want to see any peasants there close to the monuments in the center then, right? Also those guys there. That makes sense. And do we still have something here? Yes, those guys here though, they still need, they need all the amenities that you can ask for. So let's just check that real quick. For the church, we might actually, church. The chapel unfortunately really has a low area there. What the hell. There we have our little pleasure block once again. So it's the chapel and the tavern belonging together, God and beer. And both of them are now praying to that district there as well. So this district wants to upgrade. For some reasons we still have a lot of stone. So it's a good thing. I can upgrade more and more of my, well, dirt roads to some cobblestone streets. To further emphasize that we are indeed a civilized city. All around that. I should not spend too much stone though for all the upgrading that's yet to come. And of course also for my monument. So those streets there should be fine for now. Very good.
It won't be long now.
Now, while we continue with all these things, one thing is that we still need more reputation with the Grand Vizier. So let's take my little patrol that we have there and send them to Rich Northburg. We have 700 honors, so it might be a good idea to just do something there. Oh, and Giovanni is, yeah, he's purchasing shares again on my islands there. We cannot allow that. Let's rather check. So there he's only got one left. Right, and very important to look out for these messages. You don't want to get an island captured away from you right under your nose, especially if it's something that is so important like this one. Who's attacking me? The Cardinal is attacking Northwind. Northwind is way too fast for that, but we have a few ships there close by. Let's just take down the flagship there. We should also have, yeah, our main fleet, which is down here. There should still be my warships coming in for this one. And then we have this beautiful fleet there. Yes, and the big warship there finished as well. Beautiful.
Thank God the sandstorm has ceased.
Is gone as well. Where are my medium warships though? There they are, far away from everything. I think there were on a quest there. Doesn't matter. There we take down the flagship from the Cardinal. So finally, he doesn't deserve to have any ships left over there. Let's just take this one down and you will be furious because of that. And the Grand Vizier, once again, a lot of money there. 8,000 purchase is good for me. Pretty cool. Those two are going for some protection. I'm on my way to Richard Northburg, so let's just see what he's got in store there. We can sell those things there right away. Some stone, some basic resources only. And let's get over here. Right, so also Giacomo Garibaldi, 5,000 there. Thank you very much.
Like it or not.
And why are they attacking me now? Bandits are attacking. Alright, I mean, I don't mind that much per se. They're attacking, I just don't know why. Let's have, for starters, until I can come up with more. Wait a second, we should have my, yep, there are my large troops. Let's send them over here. They're really close, so it shouldn't take too long.
Ready. On the way.
We're going to send them over there. As you can see, it's under siege now, so those buildings are no longer working for now. I'm going to keep them busy though with our first tower here that I can have. This tower is being attacked then right away, and as we can see, yep, keeps them busy. So it's going to take a while before they can take this tower down. And by then, I've got my two main soldiers ready there. From now on, I think I will just decline these peasants there all the time because they seem rather ungrateful. I gave them access to my city. Let's continue. In the meantime, we still have lots of new patricians to add to the town there as well. By the way, just look up here how good the city is looking from the core outwards then, after a bit of time. I think for those people here, they still need something. They need some security. Also, those guys here need, oh, they need the basics still. We might just give it to them. That would be a church. Yes, we're just going to add a church to this district here altogether. Yeah. Here, because I can still have them more. Nope, I'm declining you this time. By the way, that interval was quite short.
I am very much obliged to you.
Till they ask again. But this time, I'm just going to get rid of them. I'm wrecking them. Let's have one here.
Fires in your settlement are still on the rampage.
A nice little church. And also what we're going to need is another tavern that right in front of the church. As always, God and beer comes together with a beautiful tavern in front of the church there as well. And as we can see, all of them want to upgrade now as well. Let's just do that. By the way, we don't need these churches forever. So once we have the cathedral, we'll be able to get rid of some of these churches, because the cathedral takes care of the religious needs as well. Let's just upgrade there. A few more of them. Beautiful. My taxes are increasing. And yep, there's also another demand from the pirate. He wants 16,000 coin so to keep the peace. Let's do this.
You'll get over it.
Thank you very much for, yeah, I guess protecting me. He's calling it protection money. Let's continue here. There we still have some peasants.
I'd be happy to help.
Looking good. How's the siege looking? My troops, where are they? There they are.
We're standing by.
They're just landing now here, as we can see. and are on the way there to these peasants there that are still occupying my tower. Now, also here, Richard Nordberg, let's sell what we kind of like plundered from the cardinal. And now we can take these here, the princely attention, 250 honor. Unlocking this one costs 200, that's costing me 500, so I can't afford the imperial one, but we can afford noble appreciation and the splendid gift. And with those, I'm going downwards here to the Grand Vizier to further increase my reputation with him, because we need that for what? Well, up here for the spices. The spice farm needs the Grand Vizier's advisory diplomatic rank, which is pretty high, and I think it's the next step then. Alrighty, and then here we also need the guards, the security for this district and for this district, and then we can upgrade more to the patricians and ultimately to the noblemen. Stay tuned.
One of your plants has stopped.